Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and boy do I have a potential announcement, though some people are suspecting this is actually some kind of glitch or a display issue, because it wouldn't be the first one. But remember Secret Lair, the Walking Dead edition, where people just totally lost it? Not because it was Walking Dead, because everybody hates the show now because the writers are talentless hacks who don't know what they're doing. Because, that would just be a take it or leave it product. Who cares? Don't want it, don't buy it, whatever. But oh no, these cards were unique, and they were in a set that was printed that exists. So I guess that qualifies them for Legacy Vintage and Commander. Now, there were some convention-only limited edition cards that were printed that were completely not legal in any format, though. So I think one was Optimus Prime. I don't think that was a reprint of another card. I could be wrong. The Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, I'll tell you right now, that's not in any other set. But those were not legal. They're just yeah, it's a funny, silly tie-in thing. It's a Hasbro thing, whatever. It's not legal. Well, slight difference. I do recall them and the MLP cards too being silver bordered, which just automatically disqualifies them from being legal. But there is a precedent for new cards being designed, I guess, regardless of border, and then having them not be legal, but they marked them as such. Which they didn't do with this one. It was very calculated. They knew, hey, we're going to force Commander players to run these if these turn out to be competitive cards, and some of them were exactly what you need for a certain type of deck. In fact, 2 days after they released these, somebody had a screenshot of them playing, I think, Legacy on MTGO. They used the cards, and they looked at the board state, and they're just they were just blowing the opponent's head off with 2 of the cards. 2 of them, not even 1 of them, 2 of them. They had them in play. I think they cloned them or something, and they're just haha, game's over. And that was with the digital codes that they got for ordering before these even shipped out. So yeah, not sure what happened with that. I think we would have been hearing about it. It's not like I, follow Legacy and Vintage gameplay, but I think we would have heard about it by now. A little bit of protests online if these turned out to be the greatest thing ever. It was the Eldrazi Winter, but for Legacy and Vintage, except with The Walking Dead. So, we had a little scare there. I don't think it turned out, but boy, and you knew it was calculated. We all knew that. Wizards was not just hey, these are brand new cards and this is the only place to get them and they're legal in 3 formats. Ha ha ha, have fun. And then expect nobody to buy them. They made that change. They made these brand new cards for a damn good reason, and they even tried to walk it back and kind of not really assure people, but say it's possible that in the near future they will print functionally identical cards, but real ones without these, Walking Dead people on them. Which, let's break that down for a second, okay? Not only did they completely make that up after the fact, I guarantee that was never the intention. Except for maybe way down the road in a master set where that would be the hook where, oh, you can finally get these again, oh. But, okay, then they're ripping off 2 people. You could sit there and get beat for a year or 2 with the cards by anybody who has them from Secret Lair and paid an absolute fortune for them on the secondary market if they didn't order them, during the first window. And then they get ripped off because now they don't have, a partial monopoly on these cards that you can no longer buy anywhere, except for 5 times the price from scalpers probably if they really took off. And then Wizards turns around and says, well, now we're reprinting functionally identical ones that aren't Walking Dead. Ha ha ha, yay. Yay, we scammed you. We made you pay money and only gave you, 1 to 2 year exclusivity where you could beat everybody with these cards. Yeah, Wizards has been known to double cross and backstab everybody involved in their massive screw ups. So I wouldn't be that surprised if that's the route they took, and well, we're yet to see. But there's another little controversy, I guess you could say. Somebody brought this up on Reddit, and it was one of the most top voted posts, actually. So people are kind of buying into this this might be a thing. If you look up the cards, for example, I don't know, Glenn, the Voice of Calm or whatever, on the Gatherer, it says this card is not legal in any format. Now, nobody that I saw can provide a screenshot proving that it ever did say the cards were legal. But somebody at some point had to mark these as not legal. Now, maybe they just jumped to conclusions. Maybe it was a glitch. I'd say maybe it's a default that they forgot to flip, but the default is every other Secret Lair was legal in almost every format, at least, older formats, or whatever format the card they were, imitating was in. So it was on a card-by-card basis, so it's maybe they were working off of old information. That's my theory. Maybe it always said that they weren't legal. Wizards just said in their post, these are legal, and nobody bothered to check the Gatherer for, a couple months. So yeah, maybe Wizards had these classified as they're just promotional, they're just silly new cards, whatever. You can play them if your commander group allows it, but whatever. Otherwise, purely collectible. And so they had them marked as, whoever's responsible for adding them to the Gatherer marked them as not legal. And then they changed their mind and printed them blackboarded. That's my theory, but the other theory is that they have officially changed their minds out of nowhere. After everybody already forgot about it and nobody's talking about it, just out of nowhere, they're bringing it up again to, apologize? I mean, we haven't actually had a post on Daily MTG since, Christmas, but maybe, they changed this on a Monday ahead of a, big announcement that, they're walking it back. They are now no longer legal. It was a mistake. Oh, we promise we won't do it again, blah, blah, blah. Typical Wizards apology crap. So I guess that's what people are hoping for, but the timing would just be completely random. Unless, I don't know, maybe the card started arriving or something. I don't know. I mean, there could be something there. Maybe there was some huge new deck that's just blowing everybody apart and it's gaining in popularity that includes these cards, and they're like, okay, now we have to do something about this. So I don't know. I mean, if you have any more information, any more evidence leaning one way or another, if you have a screenshot of them saying that they were legal from the Gatherer, that would be great. But other people have pointed out that the Wizards' level of effort and quality is infecting the Gatherer, because it still says that Uro is legal and standard. He's not. How do you screw that up? It was an individual separate ban announcement. You've got to be kidding me. Somebody else pointed out that the Walker tokens, which are generated by at least one of the cards, are not listed as a token type in the comprehensive rules in section 111.1. So they're already effectively against the rules, which really reinforces my theory that these were never intended to be legal, and that the last second they flipped them to be legal and then made a mistake on the Gatherer, made a mistake in the comprehensive rules, and just nobody got on board with this or corrected their little last second change. That really is my theory. I bet you some, management person or some, finance type came in and said, you're going to sell these. They're brand new cards. They're not reprints, so they have no value. They're obviously playable. They're not joke comedy cards, but you expect people to buy them. They have no value. You want them to buy cards that they can't play. Why would we do that? And then they said, screw it, make them legal. It really, really, really does stink of a last second change. That almost has to be what this is. So just as a funny little aside, I didn't keep the screenshot of this. I actually deleted it really recently when I was cleaning up my folders. So whoops. But somebody has a Mark Rosewater quote from a couple of years ago. I believe it was from either Twitter or his blog, where he was responding to a question about, why don't you do a Star Wars tie-in or whatever? Why don't you do product tie-ins? And he said, or outside of Silver Bordered, they said. And he replied, well, because then they're canon. We can't do that. That would just be horribly stupid. We can't make Star Wars characters or some wizard or Harry Potter or whatever. We can't make that canon. And everything printed in black border exists in the multiverse somewhere. So silver bordered is silly little whatever, it's not real. But black bordered means this is now this is a character in the actual lore. And he said, we're just never going to do that. Which is why that little screenshot was passed around just a little bit online after they decided to do the opposite. Then he, as the, professional wizard shill, tries to justify any crazy thing they do, whether he agrees with it or not. And then naturally people say, hey, we're calling you out on your lies because we have on file evidence of you saying exactly the opposite. He is just such a toe the company line douchebag. I mean, no wonder everybody hates him. Plus, he keeps designing broken crap because he thinks that pushing the power level and coming up with new things that nobody's ever seen before, it's wow, they've never done that before, is going to make people admire him and think he's so cool and such a great designer. He has made dozens of statements that would support my theory that that's his personality, which is shallow, pathetic, and not to mention a very stupid way to run a game. And people really drink his Kool-Aid because one of the other highly upvoted ones of the last couple days on the toxic subreddit from hell was, I'm tired of all the negativity and Mark Rosewater bashing on this Reddit. Well, they've destroyed the game, driven away 2/3 of the players, and standard is in an unplayable state. So wake up, that's a bad thing, we're all pissed, we have reason to be pissed, and you should shut up and deal with the real world, instead of, I can't handle negativity, I like the game and people are saying bad things about what I like and I can't handle that because I'm sensitive. Grow a spine and come back to reality with the rest of us, where those of us who have been playing the game long enough can see, wow, it's really in a bad state and Wizards is really mismanaging this. Hey, that thing they did, that was very anti-consumer. Hey, that thing they did, that was a really greedy move. Hey, that change that they made, that was clearly a cash grab. We have reason to be negative. We have reason to be mad. It is ridiculous to keep saying, well, I don't want to hear it. I don't like negativity. I only want to hear positivity because I'm not an adult and I can't hear negativity. I can't handle it. Okay, internet snowflake, maybe it's time to turn off the computer then because you can't, deal with society. You can't handle other people's opinions being different than yours. It's more like facts at this point. That had to have been posted by a millennial. It had to. Selfish, entitled, everybody needs to think the way I do douchebags. That's the subreddit right there. Thankfully, about 50% of the people absolutely tore them to shreds, and hopefully they deleted their Reddit account. So in summary, screw Mark Rosewater, screw this garbage set, screw these cash grabs, and this, oh, you need this new card, you have to buy it directly from us. Not your local gaming store, not get it in a pack, not get it from, a single seller. No, you have to go through us. You have to pay us money, and you only have a week to decide. Go. And then if you miss that window, you're never going to be able to buy this card from us again, ever. I mean, who the hell would agree with them doing that? Who would actually come out and say that was a good thing? You gotta be kidding me. Stop the Wizards bashing and negativity. If that's you, get the hell off my channel and go learn how to be an adult somewhere, please. So anyway, hopefully the next video will be about Wizards announcing a walk back of the legality of these garbage cards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.